last powerful voices of Black history. Malcolm X.
We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough. And it is because of our effort toward getting straight to the root that people oftentimes think we're dealing in hate. We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights. So the only way we're going to get some of this oppression and exploitation away from us is come together against the common enemy.
Words from our past, exclusively on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD. WURD TV. We're streaming live video of this conversation right now. Tune in on YouTube at onWURD or on Facebook at ForWord. WURD TV. Black Talk Media. You're listening to Evening Words, hosted by Nick Taliaferro, exclusively on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD.
It's 19 minutes away from the hour, 5 o'clock in America's favorite city. You're listening strong to Talk Central, 900 AM, 96.1 FM WURD, Evening Words. My name is Nick Taliaferro. Remember that now. Remember the name of the show. Evening Words with who? Nick Taliaferro. Because joining me right now is, if you let him tell you, the smartest man on the face of the planet. Ladies and gentlemen, he is wisdom superlative, ingenuity, and intellect without border. You know, wait, I need some music to introduce this individual to you. Eric, give me a little theme music for what's going to happen next, if you'd be so kind. It's time for Family Feud, ladies and gentlemen. Joining me on air is the man, the myth, the legend himself, hailing all the way from down in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Please make welcome my elder brother, Andre J Taliaferro, also known as Algonquin C. Calhoun. Hey, how goes it, Andre?
I'm doing well, man, good brother, and thank you for that introduction. And to all your guests, hopefully they got their feet up, because that was a whole bunch of stuff you was laying there. I don't want them stepping in it.
now you see what it's like, folks. Now you see what it's like. Now, a couple of days ago, it was yesterday, I shared with people that you and I, and my brother and I, we talk several times a week, and typically, you know, when he's really on his game and he really has got things figured out, he agrees with me. But every once in a while, he'll take the dangerous course of going off on his own, you know, like a child in the woods, and he'll come to conclusions that just are not very well cooked. In other words, they're half baked. And we were talking about the theory of time, and we differed on some things. And I said, all right, we got to bring this to air and see what people think, you know. So now, what do you recall us saying, Andre, about time?
Well, yeah, that's the first thing. Before you get, first of all, to preface this whole thing, I want everyone to think about this without the influence of the person who is hosting this show, being my brother. And I want you to make your own rational judgment.
Yeah,
I certainly mean that you're going to agree with what I'm saying. So.
I mean, look, I've already shared with people that the fact that I've been with them all of these years and walked with them through the tough times, the good times, the bad times, and the really bad times, and the fact that they trust me and know me, that should not influence their opinion as to how they stand between 2 points of view that we make. I shared with my dear beloved brother that time is based upon motion. You agree with me so far, Andre?
No.
Oh, but let me let you set it up. What did we?
Set this whole thing up.
You set it up. I'm telling you, it's going to be different now, bro. Let me tell you, it's going to be different.
The narrative that you laid out was that time, you know, you set time as an independent construct. You know, the earth goes around, one revolution is a day, the earth revolving around the sun one time is a year.
And you disagree with those things?
No, that's true.
Oh,
that's
okay.
But the point I'm going to try and make, and which I'm sure your audience will agree with, is that time is always an independent entity. And let me explain what I mean by that. The fact that the sun goes around, evolves around one time is a day, that's fine, that's true.
The sun doesn't go around.
The earth makes one rotation is a day. That's true.
He's going down, folks.
No. And then we go around, the earth goes around the sun, one complete revolution.
It's a year.
That's fine.
Now, what I said is that time is relative and it is based upon motion. In other words, you know, a second is 1/60th of a minute is 1/60th of an hour is 1/24th of a day, and all of these things are based upon the earth turning on its axis and the earth moving around the sun. I said, if you take those things away, then how do you qualify time?
And that's where you're wrong. It's you know, those things, now hold up.
All right.
Those things are true. There's 60 minutes in an hour, 60 seconds in a minute. But that's where we depart, is that you say everything is dependent upon the time of the day. These are independent. If I wouldn't need the sun, I don't need the earth. If I run 100 yards, regardless of those other things, the sun and the earth, it's a certain length of time. We define measurement as a second, and that has nothing to do with the sun, nothing the earth. We set the construct we set for time is what, as Eric was saying yesterday, this is something we developed. So it is a measurement. It's a unit of measurement.
Don't let him get you on your side, Eric. Don't buy into it. Continue.
No, he's right, because it has nothing to do with the sun. If I didn't need the sun. If I go now, let me back up for 1 second.
Please do.
If I'm talking about my age being whatever age I am.
You know what age you am.
Yeah, I'm 67. So
okay.
That means that it's been the earth has went around the sun 67 times to get me to this point.
Right.
And it's now on the way to a 68th time. That's fine. But if I go out my door right now and run 100 yards, I'll say the measurement of time that it took me was 10 seconds. That's the construct that we've given. It has nothing to do with the sun, has nothing to do with the earth. Now, let me give another, where you go, good brother, another thing that a brother said that all you folks are going to think is really nuts, you know, is we were talking about the speed of light.
Well, what I said, and I'll share it again. I said that time is relative, and that Einstein's theory of relativity says that as you approach the speed of light, time slows and ultimately can stand still, because there is a point at which time does not exist as we know it. And you agree with that, don't you, Andre?
No, and I'll tell you why. Because the way you said it, because my brother always kind of gets this a little bit. The larger part, or the more significant part of our discussion was, I said, well, theoretically then, if I could put me, you, or anyone on a vessel that was going the speed of light.
The speed of light, yes.
Right. So theoretically then, we shouldn't age. And you said, yeah, that's
exactly. That's exactly what I said.
That's exact. Now, my audience, because it ain't my brothers no more. My audience out there, I'll ask you, do you believe if you was able to go the speed of light, that you're not going to age? In other words, if you were able to get a vessel to go the speed of light, we would never die. Or if you can go faster or twice the speed of light, your age would actually decrease.
No, it doesn't. I didn't say that.
No, okay. Well, even if you go the speed of light,
that time would be non-existent. Now, here's where the theory becomes true, and my brother will agree with this. You know, because every once in a while, Andre will agree with something, even though he knows that he's not really bright enough to grasp it. And here's one of those moments. Do you believe that God exists in eternity?
God does exist in eternity.
So in other words, time with God is irrelevant. Am I correct?
That is correct.
So when we get to the place where we are with God, are we not in a state where time is not passing?
That is correct. But we're not talking about our human self. And
I didn't say what self it was. I simply said theoretically we can get to a place where he's working on that tongue right now, folks. When he starts gnawing on that tongue, I know I got him. So I said theoretically, and now if you really want to get into it, remember what's the guy, the astronaut whose brother is a senator, and the astronaut is Mark. What? Yeah. Yeah. He recently spent about a year in space, traveling at a high rate of speed.
Right.
When he came back, they did tests between him and his twin brother, and they showed that over the last year, he had aged slower than his brother.
Well, let me ask you this. Theoretically, people, I'm talking to the audience again, talking to my audience. Theoretically, what my brother is
You ain't got no audience.
I got your audience, because your audience said your brother is right. By the way, it's just the first time hearing me join in. The last 2 times my brother and I have had conversations on his show, his audience has agreed with him. So
not my audience. There were several crazy people who called. There were 3 people who called to agree with my brother: chock, full, and nuts. Here's what. Now, okay.
No, let me finish. So
okay.
Point to what you just said.
All righty.
If theoretically, if I'm at the speed of light, I'm not aging.
Right.
If I could do that, theoretically, I shouldn't die because I'm not aging at all.
Well, when we get to the place where we cross over from this mortal existence and we are in the presence of God, we will not age. Have you not heard? Right. So what is theoretical to us here is reality where God is.
No. Now
you just said so.
You're doing apples and oranges.
No,
this is where we go from.
When my brother started talking about fruit, that's when I know he's lost it.
You just told my audience that. That if I'm at the speed of sound, I don't age.
Speed of light, yeah.
Speed of light. So if I don't age, I don't die. We're talking about a physical being, and we're talking about.
No, we're talking
about time relative to where we are right now as humans.
No, we're talking theoretically, and it could affect humans that way. But there's certain physical aspects of our humanity that could not deal with it. Just light travels at 186,000 miles per second, okay. And Einstein's theory of relativity says that if you can reach that speed, that it makes time irrelevant. That time basically cease to exist. You have agreed with me that God dwells in a context where time is irrelevant. You have also agreed with me that at our ideal existence, when we are in the presence of God, that we too shall no longer be impacted by time because it will cease to be relevant, correct?
That is correct.
Then I think this argument's over.
No, we're in a whole different realm. We're in a whole different...
I accept that we're in a different realm now. I'm just simply saying theoretically, time is relative. There are places where time does not exist, that time is no longer something.
But that's not what you said. You said...
I did say that.
No. What you said was that and this is not argument, but the conversation we had, there was no argument because you was wrong. But the conversation we had was that you said, well, no, because Einstein said it, if we reach the speed of light, then time doesn't.
Yes, I hold to that. I hold to that.
And I hold to, and my audience, understand this. Next time you see someone at the funeral home and you tell them, well, time doesn't exist. Well, they died. You can't bring them back.
But we are not. He is not traveling at the speed of light.
Oh, but if someone could, you would still die.
No, time would cease to be relevant. You would not die.
Oh, now, folks, did you hear what he just said?
Would you like me to say it again?
I don't care how fast a vessel you were on and time became irrelevant. You will die. Now, in that phase of afterlife, time has no relevance. When you're dead, if you're dead a minute or if you're dead a million years, it doesn't matter. That's the difference.
What I'm saying to you is that even though we may not be able to completely understand all of the aspects of what life will be like in the afterlife, I am saying to you that the same physical theories apply, that what makes time irrelevant when we're in the presence of God is true even though we're not in the presence of God now. If we could duplicate the conditions that exist in the presence of God right now, we would not die right now, but we can't right now.
Well, but we can only talk about reality if we could get to the speed of light. And I guess theoretically, in some, you know, I don't know if there's a vessel. I don't think there is a vessel, but regardless, if we could get there, you would not, you're saying, well, no, you won't age, you won't die. And I'm saying you will, regardless what it is. And that's what I'm saying. When you look at the construct of time, it's not relevant to the earth, to the revolutions of the earth or the sun. It is an independent construct. When I go out and run,
it is a relative construct.
No, it's not relevant, because if it takes the Earth 365 or 66 or 365 and a quarter days to go around the sun. If I run out, go outside right now and time myself, it has nothing. They're totally independent.
I'll tell you what. Now we got. You know what? We're going to invite other people. I want you to know you are so wrong that a voice from the past just wrote to me and said your brother is wrong. And you know this voice from the past, from all the way down in North Carolina. You used to call him Uncle Thomas. I'll tell you when we get back from this break.
I know, Tom, you don't know.
That's right. And Uncle Tom's a good name now. Ladies and gentlemen, his brown shoes and a tuxedo.
And as he used to say, in your heart, you know I'm right.
Yeah, Barry Goldwater said that. We see how far that got him. We'll be coming back right after this. Call in and tell me who you think is right on Family Feud. Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back.
Temple University, Philadelphia's public university, is committed to meaningful change that resonates throughout our community. We are investing more than $1 million in anti-racism education and programming, including creating a center for anti-racism research, developing a bridge program for high school students in North Philadelphia, and expanding our Department of Africology and African American Studies, which is the first in the country to offer a doctoral program. Our students are the next generation of innovators and leaders championing a better tomorrow. WURD is supported by Temple University, Philadelphia's public university. At Temple, we aim to make college accessible for all. That's why we launched the Cecil B. Moore Scholars Program, a bridge program for high school students in North Philadelphia that offers pre-college support, including tutoring, career exploitation, and the opportunity to take a free course at Temple. It's part of our commitment to cultivate leaders from our city and to support all students in reaching their full potential.
WURD Radio is independent black media. And we're able to stay independent because of our forward movement and members like you.
Treat yourself to the treat of buying a WURD membership. It's less than a quarter a day. That's less than a bag of chips. And we really, truly need to keep this platform going so that we can stay connected as we reimagine our community in 2021.
Start or renew your forward membership today at wordradio.com/forward or call 215-425-7875. WURD Radio. Independent black media. Want the latest in WURD swag? Check out the shop tab on wordradio.com. Hoodies, tees, and more in a variety of colors. The shop tab on wordradio.com. Show the world that you're all about black. Talk media.
Hello, entrepreneurs, especially if you're in the food delivery space. CBD is one of the fastest growing health and wellness categories out today. And as it is now legal, you can expand your customer base and increase revenues per ticket by using this as a specialty food offering. CBDmealsdelivered.com is now for sale and would be a perfect website to integrate with your existing food delivery website. Thank you.
Celebrating Black history all year long. Fannie Lou Hamer.
We are sick and tired of being sick and tired.
This is WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD. Philadelphia, independent Black media. WURD TV. We're streaming live video of this conversation right now. Tune in on YouTube at onWURD or on Facebook at WURD. WURD TV. Black Talk Media. You're listening to Evening Words, hosted by J Taliaferro, exclusively on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD.
Hey, welcome back to you folks. Welcome back. Thank you so much. Number 31 with his hands on the wheels of steel, giving us that fine music. It's Family Feud. My brother J Taliaferro on the line. And we're talking about theories of relativity and about time being relative. Andre says it's absolute. And then of course, he backtracks. Joining us on the line is a gentleman who grew up with both of us. We grew up in the 2400 block of Grad Street. This friend of mine grew up in the 2300 block of Grad Street. His name is Thomas Carl Trower. My brother used to call him euphemistically Uncle Thomas, but we now know that Thomas is a good name. Carl, it's good to have you, man. Welcome to the show.
Hey, William, it's good to see you, man. Good to talk to you.
Man, I need some help because my brother, we often used to wonder why we let him go outside alone at night, but now we really recognize it. Can you help him to understand the theory of relativity about time?
Okay, so some of the things you guys said, all right, you both are right in some areas. Like you,
no, he's not right anymore.
Oh, there you go.
I was surprised that you understand that the speed of light is 186,000 miles a second.
Yeah.
And yeah, you quoted Einstein correctly. As you approach the speed of light, time does stand still. As you know, that's an idealistic speed because
now my brother said that's not true.
No,
I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that. Go ahead. Let Tom finish, and then I'll weigh in.
Okay.
All right. So,
Thomas,
all right. Let me speak for you. Now, I think. Well, one thing that you said is true is that you relate time to your experience, and in the condition you quoted, the experience was what, running 100 yards.
He said running 100 yards in 10 seconds. That right there is a lie. I'm giving him that for argument.
Yeah,
He may have done that back in the day, though. He was pretty quick from what I understand.
That's correct.
Well, you had to be when you were running from the cops.
Yeah, 100 yards in 10 seconds does denote time. Does that mathematically? Because
right.
that's what speed is. It's time. It's
time over distance.
It's time. It's
right.
Distance over time. Right.
Distance over time. Okay.
Miles per hour. Right. So that's time also.
Yes. I mean, and that is our temporal existence. What I was saying, Tim, is that theoretically, that if you approach the speed of light, then time becomes irrelevant because it freezes. Is that correct?
No.
Time. Oh. Well, here, let me add one thing.
I just want to remind you how long we've been friends, Carl. How long? And all that we've been through together.
But I've been knowing. I think the first time I came over your house, I met your brother also. So.
Yeah, but you didn't like him.
That's another radio program.
So, for those who don't know, I mean, tell everybody what your background is, what your field of study.
I graduated from General Motors Institute in Flint, Michigan. I'm a mechanical engineer.
Yes.
So we studied physics and mechanics and all those relationships.
And I want you to know, folks, that I would not have gotten through certain math if it weren't for Carl nearby. But the thing that we take away from this discussion, because we have some other folks on the line, Carl, and I'm so glad you were listening and that you called, is that as you approach the speed of light, time stands still, and if time stands still, you don't age, correct?
Time. Well, let me add one thing.
That, that the thing that we take away from this discussion, because we have some other folks on the line, Carl. I'm so glad you were listening and that you called, is that as you approach the speed of light, time stands still, and if time stands still, you don't age, correct?
something else. You said you can't die, and all the. I'm sorry, I'm sitting outside. The only thing that's true is time doesn't move.
Okay, time doesn't move.
You can't age, but you can die from something else. What if?
Okay. Well, I'll accept. If somebody shoots you in the head, you'll die.
If somebody shoots you in the head, if you fall off the rocket ship, whatever.
But you don't age.
But you don't age. So I just want to clarify that for you.
Hold up.
There we are, right there. That's
hold up.
put one in the Nick column there.
No, hold time. And first of all, William, let them know that I was in the lab. I have a chemical background, so
he does have a chemical background, but none of the charges stuck, and we were able to bail him out. But go ahead, continue.
Here's the point. Now, what Tom said is partially right, but not totally.
What you mean?
No, hold up.
I'm listening.
No, if even the natural aging process will still exist.
Nope.
No. I don't care how fast your body is not going.
Are you arguing with Einstein?
I'm arguing with everybody. I'm telling you the fact. What you're saying is, if you can dying. If you don't get hit in the head or shot, it's still part of the aging process. Your molecular structure is still going to change, even if regardless of what the speed that you're going. Absolutely right. Now,
Einstein disagrees with you, Andre.
No, I don't care. No, I have people who do agree, who know.
Well, we're going to find out. Hey, Carl, I got to take some of these other calls. Love you, bro.
I'm good talking to you, buddy.
I had to call in. Good to talk to both of you guys.
Hey, man, talk to you soon. Take care of things in Carolina.
Bye-bye.
All right, man. Love that brother right there. Thomas Carl Trower, ladies and gentlemen, engineer. And Einstein disagree with my brother, but he's still holding on.
He did disagree.
He did so. He said that he disagreed. All right. Let's go to Reverend Joe in Mount Airy. Let's go to another man of God. Reverend Joe, welcome to the conversation, my friend.
Reverend Taliaferro, I just called to tell you that J Taliaferro is right up there with penicillin and sliced bread. He's the greatest thing that ever happened.
Thank you, Reverend Joe.
He's my friend.
I just want to let you know he doesn't tithe, Reverend Joe, so you don't have to be nice to him.
And I'll close with this. You can only spend time once. How you like that one?
Okay. Reverend Joe put a feather in your cap, but notice he didn't say you were right. Don in West Philly. Don, thank you for calling and welcome to the program. Who do you agree with, Don? Hey, Don on line 2? I hope we didn't lose you. There you are.
I'm here. Can I say this? Remember, don't believe that the only consciousness is biological consciousness.
I don't believe that. I know that there are other consciousnesses out there, but how do you apply that to the discussion we're having now?
I'm applying that to that when you finally realize molecular, biological, anatomic, it's another consciousness that exists. We're seeing it all from biological consciousness. God lives. God not going to reveal himself to you because he knows if he ever reveals himself to us.
I got all that, man. What I need for you to do is tell me, though, if you are, my brother says that there's no way that you can stop the advancing of time on your existence. Einstein and me and Carl say that if you approach the speed of light, that time ceases to be relevant. Which one do you agree with?
God says you can do it.
Okay, so you agree with God. We appreciate that. We appreciate that, but we want to. All right, we're going to get a couple of more calls to see if we can get some clarity on agreements. Thanks for that one, Don. Much appreciated. Jacob in Alden. Now, Jacob, the last time you called, when we were talking about the death penalty, you agreed with my brother. But since that time, you have come to repentance.
Jacob, you know what it is.
Lord, hey, Nick, peace be unto you. How you doing, Brother Andre?
I'm good, my friend.
And to your brother. Hey, Nick, Lord, I got put out of Reggie class. I'm getting ready to get thrown out. Lord, have mercy. But no, you know what, Nick? Both of y'all got some good hypothesis there, right? Because I heard relevancy on both of y'all sides, right? But I just go back to what we're taught in the religion that I'm in, Islam. And your brother said something that almost coordinates with that. In other words, he mentioned it says that you could be in your grave for 1 million years. But when you get up on that great getting up day, it's going to seem like you carry
like a second.
day
I agree with that. Yeah. I agree with that.
I mean, yeah. And
what I'm simply saying is that time is relative, that there are certain circumstances where time is no longer relative, that you can actually get to a state where time does not affect or impact you. Einstein said that if you approach the speed of light, time ceases to be relevant to you, and that you will not age. Brother Andre said that Einstein's an idiot.
In this realm, that is absolutely incorrect. As we were saying, when we enter a new realm, in the new dimension, in the afterlife, that's true. But in this dimension, that does not hold true. We will age regardless of how fast we can go to keep up with speed of light, and we will die. That's a fact.
Well, hey, Nick,
yeah.
Look, I got to say amen to that one because of the fact that, again, we know that it said that in paradise we won't age, we won't die, we won't. So
of course.
we know that.
The only thing I'm saying to my brother is that the conditions that are in paradise, if they were brought to bear upon us now, we would not age, we would not die. The reason we age and die now is because we are not in that condition. We're not under those physical realities. But that the truth is the truth either way.
Right. Well, I don't think God finna give us that one, though. You know what I mean? So we're going to have to wait till we get on that other side. But, again, it's a good conversation, Nick. But both of y'all, some parts I got to agree with you, some parts I got to agree with him.
Well, hold on to those parts where you agree with me. They will carry you further.
All right. Y'all take it easy. Thank you.
All right, Jacob. I appreciate it.
Hold up. My brother wants to sing a song. Should I go around in circles? Because he's going around in circles. My brother's singing a song. Time keeps on slipping. We're gonna get a few more calls coming along in the 5:30 segment of the show. We get a little serious and we talk to sitting councilperson at large, Catherine Gilmore Richardson. But right now we're going to get back to the phone calls, 215-634-8065. Andre Taliaferro on one side of this issue, I'm on the other side. Help us to resolve this family feud. We go now to Haraya in Ardmore. Haraya, thank you for calling and welcome to the program.
Hey, Nick. Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
It sounds like Don had some assistance in getting to the metabolical form of consciousness.
I'm hearing you. I mean, I think Don. That was the first time I think I've ever talked to Don. I hope that he calls back again.
Yeah.
At some point.
Well, let me not scare him away. But but anyway, all I know is that they say that when you see something, it's because light has hit your eye, and you reflect it back to, and some kind of way it reflects back, and you're really seeing a reflection. So what I came to the conclusion of is that anything that you see, you're not seeing it right then and there. It has already occurred, but you're seeing it once the light comes on it and reflects back to your pupil. So, I mean, it might take, all depending on how fast light travels, you know. So
186,000 feet per second.
Okay, so are we really in time, or did everything that we're seeing happen 88, what did you say?
186,000 feet per second.
Yeah, did everything that we see happen 186,000 feet?
To test that and to bring that into...
86,000
feet per second.
Seconds ago.
one experiment, or not an experiment, but one reality is that, for example, stars that we look up and see tonight, many of those stars are no longer existing. The light that comes from them has been traveling so long and so far that we're still seeing the light, even though the star has gone dead.
That's the same foundation that I'm trying to establish with what we are presently seeing. It all depends on how fast that light travels, because you don't see it until that light hits your. I forget how it goes. The order the things go in. I started to look it up before I talked to you, but you picked the phone up too quick.
Oh wow. Yeah, we're getting better. I mean, here's a better one. Here's one for Andre, and that is.
Wait a minute. I see your brother's got the HBCU on his chest. I'm waiting for him to put his hands on his hips and go from side to side and say, I am here, HBCU.
Well, he tries. He's a Temple grad.
But first went to Virginia State.
He had a cup of coffee at Virginia State. I'm an HBCU grad.
Is that right? Okay, I'm a Temple grad.
We'll accept Temple, but here and Ryan, thank you for that. Thank you for that call. But here's
correct.
No, she said.
You have to stand up and put your hands on your hips and say, "It is me. I am here."
he ain't gonna be here long. Thanks for that, Orion. See, let me ask you a question, Andre. See, the illusion of time is that there's something called past, present, and future.
Right.
And that is that the idea of time is that things happen in the past, they come into the present, and they extend into the future. Past, present, future. But the fact of the matter is that God, who dwells in eternity, does not see past, present, and future. He sees now. It is all now.
That we agree with, but the part that you're missing, brother, unfortunately, is that, as Uriah just said, and as you just said, well, the light we see, the star may have died, but the light, we still see it. And that's fine. But when we talk about time is a present entity that we're talking about. When I run that 10 seconds in 100, that's what I ran right then. As far as the way you describe time, if I'm going at the speed of light and
you wouldn't age.
You're saying I'm not aging.
You wouldn't age, right?
When I look at where I am, this body that I'm involved with.
Oh, you are old as white thread right now. I mean,
your body. When they got you stretched out in that body, you're gonna be dead. Now you can say, or can you make it more relative to you, brother? Now you and you're my audience to understand it. I can say,
I ain't got no audience.
Yeah, I can look at you and say, okay, when you pass, okay, you're stretched out, you're in the coffin, you're dead. But I can go back and look at a video of you and you're alive. Well, that's you as well. But
yeah, I mean, all of that is true. The only point I'm saying is that Einstein's theory is that if you approach the speed of light, time does not pass for you. It is not relevant.
And
you would not age. Now, Einstein said it.
Sorry to jump in between you both, but just to get.
No, regardless of what.
Wait, the producer saying so. What was that, Eric?
No, because I do. But for people that are on the air that heard Nick say feet and in relation to miles, to get that correct, it is 670,616,629 miles per hour is the speed of light. Thank you.
No. No, the speed of light is 186,282 feet per second.
Feet. Oh, okay. Feet. If you're going to feet,
miles per second. Yeah. But let's get to Samson real quick in West Philly. And Eric, don't let him suck you in. Don't go to the dark side. Samson in West Philly, welcome to the program.
Hey, Brother Nick. Good afternoon. Hey, Brother Nick, you're right. Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that math is God and God is math. And that's to say that anytime, we speak truthfully, and it's a fact, whether we believe it or not, it's a fact, and to the point where, we use numbers to represent, that truth. We can be more precise. And the mathematical concept that you're discussing is known in conventional science as well as in theology to be correct. This book called The Road to Reality by Roger Penrose, I couldn't get through it. I got about 20% through it, but it shows how we can represent everything in terms of math, and this is what physicists do. Every reality they represent in terms of math, because with math it's easier to perceive patterns, as opposed to just talking about it. And, they explain some remarkable things just by showing a pattern. Again, I could only get about 20% through it. It was just too deep for me. But so what you're saying is right, and that's what scientists say. That's what theology says. That and when we think about it just in terms of language, if math is God and God is math, then you have to say that things don't necessarily age. That we just decide that they age.
So I guess that means that my brother is an ignorant infidel.
I appreciate what your guest is saying, but still, nonetheless, we have to look at this in the sense that from a scientific standpoint.
Yeah.
And the science, and
that's what he just said.
All of us die. Now, what he was suggesting was
let's see.
In the afterlife. We all agree in another dimension, but in this dimension we live right now as human beings, we age, we die, and it's independent of we can't slow down time. We will die.
I tell you what, let's hurry up and get Jim, because we only got
three. We don't have to perceive it as age. Everything changes. Everything is always changing.
Samson, all we can do is just look to the Almighty and pray for him. Let's get Jim real quick, because coming along at 5:30, I have Council Member Gilmore Richardson coming along. Jim, you get the final couple of minutes. We're trying to convert the unbelieving heart here. Welcome to the show, Jim.
Well, the first thing is life. The thought. That's all we are, is a thought. It's encapsulated in a vessel, and that thought allows that vessel to perform physical tasks and everything. But when you talk about time and age, consider what's infinity. I mean, if your lifespan was 1,000,000 years, what would it be relevant when the universe as a known existence has been over billions of years? So, it's something that we're all going to find out what happens. And at the exact instant of death, there's only two things can happen. What would you consider the worst?
Well, I wish we could go deeper into this, Jim, but time is wrapped up on me. But I have to say farewell to my brother.
Where's the concept of time for the break, though? Because this can go on forever.
Now, time does apply there, but you've been listening to my brother J Taliaferro, who's been defying Einstein and his younger brother for reasons that I don't understand. So the next time we'll come together for a family feud, we'll pick a topic that you might get closer to winning. How about that?
Logic and rationale, those are my hallmarks.
When my brother starts talking about dimensions and fruit, when he starts saying apple and orange, that means I ain't winning this argument. When he starts talking about dimensions, that means I don't know how to explain what I'm saying. But I love him. He's my brother.
And like I said, when people think about what I said, I think they'll understand. It is a little deep, but most people can comprehend. You will die. You will get older, and it does not depend on.
Not if you approach the speed of light.
Even if you do, you still die. Like I said, I can watch someone dead, and I can pull up that's time too. The time passed.
But if not, he's trying to back it. He's trying to back his way into proving something. So, there he is, ladies and gentlemen, the husband of Addie Taliaferro, my beloved sister-in-law, the father of Adam and Alex, the grandfather of Chloe and Cruz, my brother Andre.
It's been good.
I'll catch up with you later, dude.
We'll talk to you. Be good.
All right, folks, the Family Feud ends when we come back. Council Member Catherine Gilmore Richardson. Stay with us, folks. This is WURD. We'll be back after this.
Words from our past. Word Radio celebrates the powerful voices of Black history. Reverend Dr. Leon H. Sullivan.
If there is anything in earth that makes man akin to God, it is his power to believe. For things are to us what they are on the basis of what we believe them to be, whether they be true or whether they be false. If, for example, you believe that a straight line is the shortest distance between 2 points, then for you this is true in spite of the fact that there is no such thing as a straight line in a crooked world.
Words from our past, exclusively on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD. This episode brought to you by Comcast.
Recovery starts with a call. Pennsylvania's Substance Use Disorder Hotline is staffed by real people who are trained to help. They're here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They'll get you or your loved one into treatment regardless of your access to insurance. If you or someone you know is suffering from addiction, call 1-800-662-HELP. Recovery starts with a call.
Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Well, the kids are in bed. Time for a little grown-up quiet time.
What do you mean quiet time? It's your birthday. We're about to party.
Haha, funny. It's gonna have to be a you and me party this year. You know we can't have anybody over.
Well, your mom and dad are coming from Florida. Sis will be here from California. Oh, and a couple of old friends from just about everywhere will be showing up. They should all be here about now.
COVID-19 has changed the way we do things, for now. But social distancing doesn't mean you can't be social. COVID-19 doesn't have to keep us apart. Friends and family are finding new ways to be together, especially with how hard it's hitting the Black community. Vaccines are here, but until enough of us are vaccinated, we still have to be down with slowing the spread. Keep a 6-foot distance, wear a mask, and avoid indoor social gatherings. Learn more about vaccines and slowing the spread at cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Now, a traffic update on WURD Radio.
We're seeing a lot of delays today through Bala Cynwyd along City Avenue, northbound between Conshohocken State Road and Belmont Avenue, and also southbound City Avenue jam between Belmont Avenue and Conshohocken State Road. It's just a lot of volume today. Boulevard northbound jammed up from the Schuylkill Expressway through Broad Street. The Boulevard southbound slow between 9th and Wissahickon because of construction as well. 95 northbound, that is a tough spot. Heading from the Betsy Ross up to Academy for a right lane accident. Also south on 95 at Cottman. We have a disabled tractor trailer in the right lane. North on 95, slow Vine Street Expressway through Girard. Disabled vehicle in the right lane there. Heavy traffic east on the Schuylkill Expressway, 202 to Gulf Mills. Jam Blue Route to Belmont, then Montgomery through the Vine Street Expressway. West on the Schuylkill jam, Montgomery out towards Belmont. And we have the Blue Route southbound jam, Route 1 down to Media, Swarthmore. For more traffic information, go to sigalert.com. I'm Cheryl Ann.
Now, a WURD Radio weather update. Here's NBC 10 First Alert meteorologist Brittany Ship.
After a nice day with temperatures in the mid-50s, tonight clear and comfortable, low of 38. Thursday, sunny and cooler, a high of 47. By Friday, mostly sunny, temperatures stay in the mid-40s, close to our seasonal average. Saturday and Sunday, we are warming up back to the mid-50s, but rain is likely throughout most of the day Saturday, clearing Saturday night. Another round of rain moves in Sunday by your lunch hour with a high of 54. Monday becoming partly sunny and dry with a high of 54 again. I'm NBC 10 First Alert meteorologist Brittany Ship with your most accurate forecast. Count on it.
WURD TV. We're streaming live video of this conversation right now. Tune in on YouTube at onWURD or on Facebook at ForWord. WURD TV. Black Talk Media. You're listening to Evening Words, hosted by J Taliaferro, exclusively on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD.
That was bananas, B-A-N-A-N-A-S, bananas. It really was. I want to thank my brother for But Joy, what was that? What was that, Eric?
Okay, Gwen Stefani.
Oh, you caught that, huh, man? I'm telling you, can't get anything past the DJ. Can't get a thing past him. Incidentally, Eric shared something about the speed of light, and I just want to clarify that light travels at the speed of 186,282 feet per second. And that is translated as 629 miles per hour. That's just some real high-flung scientific stuff coming at you there. So we're having a whole lot of fun on that one. But let's switch gears now and get back to talking about the gears of government, how things work in the city of Philadelphia. This is a Get to Know segment, and I'm pleased to be able to present to you my first guest on our Get to Know segment so that you can get to know the individuals who are serving you as public servants, who come before you and who seek your support when it comes time to vote, and then who go into places where you cannot go to represent your interests and to make decisions on your behalf. She is a part of the new vanguard of millennials in city council. Please make welcome the former chief of staff of Blondell Reynolds Brown, who was a former council person there, council member Catherine Gilmore Richardson, the pride of Winfield, West Philadelphia. Council member, thank you for joining us and welcome to WURD.
No, thank you, Nick, and thank you so much for having me, and thank you for that introduction. And I don't know if you recall, but I remember meeting you a very long time ago, early on in my career in city government. And I don't remember exactly where you were working at the time, but I remember meeting you, and I remember your last name because that is a famous individual's middle name.
Booker T.
That name. Yes.
Yeah. You know, real quick lesson on that. That was actually his last name. He didn't know his last name, and so when they asked him what his last name was, he came up with the most famous name he knew, and he said Washington after George Washington, but he was actually a Taliaferro. I claim him as often as I can.
Yes, yes.
Well, we are, first of all, we appreciate the service that you've been providing and also the freshness of your perspective in council. Before we start talking to you and inviting others to ask questions to you as a council person at large, just give us the thumbnail sketch as to what it's been like for you. I mean, you're not new to council, so, you know, things didn't surprise you, but is there anything that you're saying to yourself, now that I did not expect?
Sure. Well, first, Nick, I never take it for granted that individuals know me and know who I am and know where I come from. So I'm Councilmember Catherine Gilmore Richardson, currently serving my very first term in Philadelphia City Council. Prior to that, as you stated, I had the honor and privilege of serving as Chief of Staff to former council member Blondell Reynolds Brown. I had met her in 1999. When I was a junior at the Philadelphia High School for Girls. And from there, I would volunteer not only with her office once she was sworn in, but I would also volunteer on her campaigns. And after completing high school and her supporting me through my college journey, I had the opportunity to intern in her office as her graduate intern. And from there, after working in healthcare and also being a teacher for a little while, I was able to serve in every position that you can serve in Philadelphia City Council, from constituent services to special events management to being a legislative aide, working on policy for 5 years and, you know, really getting involved with our legislative and policy agenda, and then serving as staff director for a year and then chief of staff for a few years before I decided to resign and run for Philadelphia City Council. So I, born and raised here in the city of Philadelphia, have lived in Winfield my entire life. I love this neighborhood and love this community, and attended public schools, went to Gompers, Masterman, Girls High. From there, went to a state school, Westchester University, where I earned my bachelor's degree and my master's degree there. And had the privilege of just being a hometown girl, wanting to do as much as I can for our city. And I recognized in 2019, and I was saying last year for a while, but really it's been 2 years now, I recognized in 2019 that our city was really at a pivotal moment. And I think we all really feel that now with the onset of this pandemic and the multiple pandemics that we're facing. But our zip code should not determine our life expectancy. And that's exactly what's been happening here in Philadelphia. So I wanted to make a difference on behalf of the people that we serve. And I wanted to continue to help individuals improve their, everyday quality of life. So that's why I decided to finally run for Philadelphia City Council.
Run and to win. And we appreciate your sincere offering of that bio sketch so that people can get a better picture of who you are. When you talk about all of the things you've done, you think to yourself, well, this person must be older than she is, but you were part of the new guard. You and Isaiah Thomas, and there are a few others who are much younger. People say that there's a changing of the guard. How is that playing out in real time in council? Some of the older lions who have been there, are you finding some pushback on new ideas, or is there a level of partnership and consanguinity that says, hey, we're all working together here?
So absolutely. To answer your question first, there's definitely a great level of partnership and really for me, mentorship from members of council that I worked with as a staffer, who are now members, and, also they were members when I was a staffer. So it's been great to really learn from them, particularly during the pandemic. And we all work together and work through the variety of challenges that we're faced with each day. So for me, I can say as someone who had been in and around City Hall for a really long time, I think it's, wonderful to have the opportunity to work with and learn from the other members of council. And I will say, I remember an article in April of 2019 that talked about the average age of a council person being 58.
Yeah.
And the article stated at that point in Philadelphia, we had never had a millennial on Philadelphia City Council. That means someone who was born between, I think, like 1981 to 1996. So we had never had anyone in that age bracket representing our age group in City Council. And they said if any millennial is elected to council, they will immediately decrease the average age of members of council. And I was just lucky enough with my colleague, Councilmember Isaiah Thomas, to be one of two millennials on City Council now. And we're also the largest age bracket in the city of Philadelphia. So it's no longer the baby boomers, it's now the millennials is the largest population. So I think it's great that we have two millennials and Councilmember Thomas and myself serving on council so that we can really talk about the experiences that are faced with folks in our generation and our lived experience, and things that we've gone through in our generation. So I think it's been great.
We'll open the phone lines, and after the break, we'll have some of your constituents, those who might wish to ask a question, to call in. Some may just want to congratulate you. 215-634-8065. But before we take the break, one real quick question, and that is, you have not been afraid to differ from your colleagues when the time comes. Recently, when the school district said we want to bring the children back into the school building, some of your council member colleagues said one thing and you said another. Share with the listeners your position on that request, that idea, and how it's been working out with the differences existing between yourself and your other colleagues in council.
Well, I think it's important. It's a quote I heard before that if, there are many people with the same idea, then you need to get new people in the room. So it's very good to have differing opinions and to be able to share those opinions and express those opinions when necessary. For me, Nick, I come to this as someone who's not only a public school graduate, as a former teacher in the school district, but also as a mother of two children who are actually attending Philadelphia public schools currently. So my thinking on this issue is very, very different, but also hearing from our constituents who are telling us that they want to ensure that the buildings are safe. There has been an environment of mistrust relative to the environmental conditions of our schools for a very long time. And I think in this process, it's important for us to create a level of trust, not only for the parents and the community, but also for the teachers and all of the building staff and administrators that have to work with our young people in the buildings. So for me, it was important to stand with our teachers in their quest to ensure that there is safety, that we have additional monitoring devices in every classroom and not just rely on an individual to go classroom to classroom to check the airflow and quality in the room. You know, I thought that we should have additional devices like an air purifier in every classroom to constantly, you know, purify the air and ensure that the flow and the quality is safe for our students and our teachers and our building staff. But also, I thought it was important that we continue to create an environment of trust. And by doing that, I asked the district to ensure that we can have some type of tours for teachers and for families to, you know, actually visit each building and the classrooms that'll be utilized in their community so that they could see firsthand what's happening. We all know now that that process is with a mediator and that the Philadelphia Federation of Teachers and the school district as well as the city is continuing to meet and work through some of the challenges that have been identified. But again, it was important for me as not only someone who is a public school graduate and former teacher, but it is a parent of students currently in the district that I stand with the teachers because I know all the work they've done this year to make sure they could still educate our young people under extraordinary circumstances.
Indeed.
I mean, I have seen my daughter's teacher, my daughter's in kindergarten, but I've seen her teacher holding her baby while she's preparing for class. Wow. And she also has another child who's also in kindergarten. So just trying to keep up. And I know for me, you know, in doing this work and serving the community and working as hard as we can, it's a nonstop 24/7 job. And it's been hard for me to keep up with all of the virtual schooling for my daughter. So
I'm going to ask you if you can put a pin in it right there. We want to take a quick break because there are people who are calling. I want to make sure that your constituents get an opportunity to speak with you. For those joining us, we're speaking with Councilmember Catherine Gilmore Richardson. She is one of 7 of our at-large council members. When we come back, you get an opportunity to dialogue with your council member right here on WURD. We'll take the quick pause and we're back right after this.
WURD Radio celebrates Black History Month with Black Artist Story 365, brought to you by Southwest Leadership Academy Charter School.
Welcome to Black Artist Story 365. My name is Envy McKee. Get into this episode where we explore the art and artistry of Tony Award-winning actress and singer and Philly home diva, Pearl Bailey. Auntie Pearl Bailey was born in Newport News, Virginia, to the Reverend Joseph James and Ella Mae Ricks Bailey. She graduated from Booker T. Washington High School in nearby Norfolk, Virginia, and decided to pursue a career in entertainment. She began by singing and dancing in Philadelphia's black nightclubs in the 1930s and soon started performing in other parts of the East Coast. She settled in New York City. She performed with famous folk like Cab Calloway and Duke Ellington. In 1946, she made her Broadway debut in St. Louis Woman. She was in a whole bunch of films too, honey, including the iconic Carmen Jones, starring Academy Award nominee Dorothy Dandridge. If you recall, Auntie Pearl played Carmen's friend, Frankie.
Tell you why I wanna dance. It ain't the sweetness in the music. I like the sweetness in the music. But that ain't why I wanna dance.
In 1967, Bailey and Cab Calloway headlined an all-black cast version of Hello, Dolly. The touring version was so successful, producer David Merrick took it to Broadway, where it played to sold-out houses and revitalized the long-running musical. Bailey was given a special Tony Award for her role, and RCA Victor made a second original cast album.
All those lights over there seem to be telling me where I'm going. When the whistles blow and the cymbals crash and the sparklers light the sky, I'm gonna raise the roof, I'm gonna carry on. Give me that old trombone, give me that old baton for the parade passing by.
So that's it for this episode of Black Artist Story 365. My name is Envy McKee. To hear more, tune in to The Envy McKee Show, Friday nights, 7 to 10 p.m., right here on WURD.
Black Artist Story 365 was brought to you by Southwest Leadership Academy Charter School and the Pennsylvania Lottery. Get to winning with Win, 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 the new scratch-off from the Pennsylvania Lottery, with top prizes of $500,000. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
February 25th at 7 p.m., New Voices for Reproductive Justice in partnership with WURD hosts Black Women Green Future, Environmental Justice and the New Political Landscape. The first event of Women of Color History Month is a national conversation with Jackie Patterson of the NAACP, PA State Rep Summer Lee, Norbise Flint of Black Women for Wellness, and Corrine Taylor of We Act for Environmental Justice. Register online at newvoicesrj.org. That's newvoicesrj.org.
Are you tired of eating the same thing day after day? Is ordering takeout starting to get a little old? If so, then give Premium Nutrition Meals a try. With Premium Nutrition Meals, you get to select new entrees each week from several different menus, all chef-crafted, freshly prepared, and delivered right to your door. Just go to premiumnutritionmeals.com to order to earn rewards today. WURD listeners receive $10 off orders of 6 meals or more. Enter code PREMIUMWURD at checkout.
America's kids are returning to class, in school and at home. And this year, learning is especially tough on students who already struggle with poverty, emotional trauma, and other barriers.
That's where our organization, Communities in Schools, can help. For years, we've had caring adults inside schools, helping these students stay in school.
And now, we are taking our work beyond the school walls, tutoring, mentoring, and counseling students, providing resources for at-home learning,
Delivering meals, providing household supplies, connecting kids with online classrooms, and using technology to maintain the one-on-one relationships we know can transform the lives of students and their families.
We are doing whatever it takes to make sure all kids have the opportunity to learn and succeed.
Communities in Schools, going wherever we are needed to help those students who are most in need thrive.
To see how you can help kids succeed, visit communitiesinschools.org. That's communitiesinschools.org.
Now, a traffic update on WURD Radio.
It's a very busy afternoon. Schuylkill Expressway eastbound, so between 202 and Gulf Mills, jam Conshohocken down to Belmont, then Montgomery through the Vine Street Expressway west on the Schuylkill at a standstill. Montgomery out to Belmont. 95, very heavy. Vine Street Expressway up to Girard on the northbound side, and then barely moving northbound from Allegheny up to Academy for a right lane accident. Then southbound 95 jammed heading near Cotman for the disabled tractor trailer in the right lane. Delays go down to Bridge Street. South of 95, so Broad Street through Island Avenue, Blue Route down to the Commodore Barry Bridge. We've been seeing a lot of tie-ups for the Boulevard northbound from the Schuylkill up towards Broad Street. City Avenue has been tied up between Conshohocken State Road and Belmont Avenue. We seem to be in pretty good shape on 202 and 422. Upper Chichester 322 near Cherry Tree Road. It's very busy today. For more traffic information, go to sigalert.com. I'm Cheryl Ann Kennedy with your Philadelphia area traffic.
Now, a WURD Radio weather update. Here's NBC 10 First Alert meteorologist Brittany Ship.
After a nice day with temperatures in the mid-50s, tonight clear and comfortable, low of 38. Thursday, sunny and cooler, a high of 47. By Friday, mostly sunny, temperatures stay in the mid-40s, close to our seasonal average. Saturday and Sunday, we are warming up back to the mid-50s, but rain is likely throughout most of the day Saturday, clearing Saturday night. Another round of rain moves in Sunday by your lunch hour with a high of 54. Monday, becoming partly sunny and dry with a high of 54 again. I'm NBC 10 First Alert meteorologist Brittany Ship with your most accurate forecast. Count on it.
WURD TV. We're streaming live video of this conversation right now. Tune in on YouTube at onWURD or on Facebook at ForWord. WURD TV. Black Talk Media. You're listening to Evening Words, hosted by J Taliaferro, exclusively on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD.
Hey, folks, you're on board with the Get to Know segment, and we are speaking with Councilmember Catherine Gilmore Richardson. She is a council member at large, which means that wherever you are in the city of Philadelphia, you are her constituent. We're going to open the phone lines now so that you get an opportunity to speak with your public servant. We'll go first to Bucks County. This is interesting, where Anita is waiting to have her say. Welcome to our conversation with Councilmember Gilmore Richardson. Anita?
Thank you so very much. I'll just hurry up because I was at the post office and I'm back to my house now. But anyway,
wow.
I just want to congratulate Congresswoman. I'm sorry, I'm moving you up.
Okay, they elevated you.
Yes, in her future, I just want to congratulate you, Councilwoman Gilmore Richardson, and we are fellow yellow and white folks, meaning I'm 193. So you can tell just what that means.
245.
All right. We'll let Nick guess what it means. But anyway, I just I relish in the fact that you are a mother, a wife, and you're stepping out to do all of this service for the constituency. And I'm glad that you made a point to say it is a 24-hour job, because I get so sick of these folks calling in and saying, oh, council is on vacation. And I personally know that is not true. So anyway, congratulations. Keep up the good work. And I pray that they get these schools straightened out, because I am a retired school teacher.
Bless your heart. And we salute you, Anita. And when you get tired of all of those trees and fresh air out there in Bucks County, come on back and hang with us good folks in Philadelphia. Thank you for your call.
All right.
We appreciate it.
Thank you, Nick. I just wanted to say thank you to Anita, because it is very difficult, the work-life balance, particularly during the pandemic. And you know, for the teachers, and I wanted to talk about this quickly, you know, that the city has entered into partnership with CHOP to ensure that the teachers and the child care center staff are able to be vaccinated, and that has started this week. So we are hopeful as that process moves forward that will help us with moving forward with the plan around ensuring that all of our teachers are able to be vaccinated.
Excellent. Maurice, in North Philadelphia, we're speaking with Councilmember Catherine Gilmore Richardson. Thank you for joining the conversation.
Hey, Nick, and good afternoon, good evening, Councilwoman Gilmore Richardson. Nick, I want to make 2 points real quick. Something you said last night when I was talking about there was no economic infrastructure in the city, and by economic, sorry how I'm meaning.
Is this for the councilwoman or?
Yes, but I want to make the point to you, Nick. You said that what can we do to move forward? And I asked all the other hosts at WURD, I never asked you that. The question is, WURD can be the facilitator for the city. Yeah.
But now, I mean, to be fair to the councilwoman, I mean, I'm hoping that you will direct your question to her.
This is towards the councilwoman. This is for the councilwoman.
Well, then ask her the question and not me.
But you had made up a point yesterday. Well, how can we do it, and where do we go?
I understand that, sir.
Okay,
but
let me address it to the councilwoman. Councilwoman, as the city being the largest black impoverished city in America, we have over 1 million people out of work. What is the agenda to create black ownership groups in Philadelphia, black investment groups, and job creation?
No, thank you, Maurice.
That's a great question, Maurice.
It's a great question, and I just want you to know that I can, speak holistically from a city council perspective, and then I'll also talk about the specific work of my office. And I do agree with you. I've looked at the jobless report from PhilaWorks and looking at the numbers of individuals that have been impacted, particularly by COVID, but even before that, folks who are unemployed. And it's just been exacerbated, particularly in the Black community, not only from an unemployment standpoint, but from Black businesses. So one thing I wanted to talk about was the New Normal Budget Act from our City Council leadership team, which has enabled us to make strategic investments in not only business, but also workforce development. Also, our Poverty Action Plan that was put forth by Councilmember Sanchez and a few other members of council who worked on that report and a number of recommendations, and some of those recommendations are being implemented. One particular announcement was made this week around a partnership with United Way and the city around ensuring that we can start on a workforce development path that will help to reskill and upskill individuals into new job opportunities that will be here in our city, beyond COVID-19. I'll say quickly, specifically for my office, some of the things we're working on, and then I'll speak holistically to some of the things that you pointed out. We're working on a workforce development plan to ensure that we can look at every industry that we know that will have job openings. And the one thing that we did, and we had hearings in November of last year, and my office will be releasing a report, because we do a report on every hearing we do, around curriculum realignment for the school district. And why is this important for jobs, and why is this important for business? For so long, our curriculum has stayed the same. And we have not ensured that, from a school district perspective, that we are aligning our curriculum with the job opportunities that will actually be here in our city. 10 of the jobs, I would say 8 of 10 of the jobs that are currently in our job outlook that need the most employees don't require a college degree. But if you have a high school diploma and additional skills, you can move into those positions, and they're very high wage paying positions. They're not minimum wage positions. So that we have to do a better job of, because that helps put us on a track and helps put our young people on the track where they can get into job opportunities that will be family supporting and sustaining. And that ultimately helps our city from a revenue collection standpoint, because then you're paying wage taxes, you're living in the city, you're paying sales tax and everything else.
Councilmember, may I interrupt you for just a quick second, because we're right up against the clock. Do you have a few extra moments on the other side of 6 o'clock for us?
Sure, I can stay for a few more minutes. Yes.
Okay, what we'll do is we'll take this quick break. Maurice, that was a great question, and I thank you for working with me on that one. Councilmember Gilmore Richardson will be back for a few minutes on the other side of 6 o'clock. Maybe you'll be our final call to her as she completes answering Maurice's call. It's now just about 2.5 minutes away from the hour of 6. We'll be right back after these words.
What would you call a joy that is as solemn as it is sweet and knows no bounds? A joy that's beautifully rooted in soul and resilience. This is Black joy, a joy that reflects pride and honor despite every challenge. AARP believes the power of Black joy is limitless, and we celebrate this joy supreme. Join us in celebrating Black joy at aarp.org/blackcommunity.
Hi, this is John.
Hi, this is Juanita, owners of JD's Auto Body and Painting. We're located at 6300 Wayne Avenue, right there at the intersection of Wayne and Washington Lane.
We really like to thank all you WURD listeners for the support that you've given our business, and we really hope to see you in the future.
JD, tell them about our products and services we have.
We have a new state-of-the-art paint shop along with our body shop and detail shop. We can help you with the dents and scratches from the winter season.
Come to JD's Auto Body and Painting. Come on out and check us out. We're still honoring that WURD 10% discount. Give us a call, 215-848-5949. Again, 215-848-5949.
Thanks again for supporting our business. We really appreciate you.
See you at JD's Auto Body and Painting.
WURD Radio celebrates Black History Month with Black Artist Story 365. Brought to you by Southwest Leadership Academy Charter School.
Welcome to Black Artist Story 365. My name is Envy McKee. Get into this episode where we explore the art and artistry of Academy, Emmy, and Golden Globe award-winning actress, director, and producer, Regina King. Part 1. Regina Renee King was born in Cincinnati, Ohio, and grew up in Los Angeles, California. In 1985, she played the role of Brenda Jenkins on the television series 227. You remember Brenda? Miss Mary's daughter. Then she went on to play in just about every iconic Southern California black coming-of-age film in the repertoire. It started with John Singleton's Boys in the Hood, Poetic Justice, and Higher Learning. In 1995, she was featured in the iconic film Friday. The next year, she starred with Martin Lawrence in A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, and then she was in Jerry Maguire as Marcy Tidwell. You know, the wife of Academy Award winner Cuba Gooding Jr.'s character. In the movie Enemy of the State, she played Will Smith's character's wife. Child, Regina King done been in How Stella Got Her Groove Back, Mighty Joe Young, Down to Earth, Daddy Daycare, Legally Blonde 2, Red, White, and Blonde, A Cinderella Story, Ray, Miss Congeniality 2, Armed and Fabulous, and the iconic This Christmas, to name a smattering. Lest we forget is Queen Duchess Regina King's iconic voice of both Huey and Riley Freeman for the animated series The Boondocks. For the culture. So that's it for this episode of Black Artist Story 365. My name is Envy McKee. To hear more, tune in to The Envy McKee Show, Friday nights, 7 to 10 p.m., right here on WURD.
Black Artist Story 365 was brought to you by Southwest Leadership Academy Charter School and the Pennsylvania Lottery. Get to winning with Win Win Win, the new scratch-off from the Pennsylvania Lottery, with top prizes of $500,000. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
I would like to play a little tune I just composed not so long ago.
Hey family, do you like hearing the best jazz selections aired by 3 of the best jazz announcers in Philadelphia? Well, tune in to 96.1 FM,
96.1 FM,
and 900 AM, WURD Radio, independent black media, for Freedom Sounds of Jazz.
Freedom Sounds of Jazz.
Hear Freedom Sounds of Jazz 10 p.m. Fridays with your hosts in rotation, Aquila, Jonathan Bay, and David Fritz. That's 10 p.m. Friday nights on WURD 96.1 FM and 900 AM, independent black media.
Celebrating Black history all day, every day. Medgar Evers.
All we want you to do is keep going with this fight for freedom. When we get this unity, ladies and gentlemen, nothing can stop us.
This is WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD. Philadelphia, independent black media. WURD TV. We're streaming live video of this conversation right now. Tune in on YouTube at onWURD or on Facebook at ForWord. WURD TV. Black Talk Media. You're listening to Evening Words, hosted by J Taliaferro, exclusively on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD.
There we go, folks. It's just a few minutes after the hour of 6 o'clock. Coming along at 7 o'clock, you check in with Sincerely Sarita. Save space for us. She'll be along in just about another 57 minutes. Joining us with a little extra time is Councilmember Catherine Gilmore Richardson. And when we took our break, you were in the middle of answering some questions about job availability and job readiness that Maurice had asked.
Sure. And I wanted to, again, thank you for the opportunity to come back and finish up, because this is a very important issue. We understand that workforce, and particularly from my office, that workforce development will be the key to how we can move individuals out of poverty and into family supporting and sustaining jobs. So, Maurice, I also wanted to talk about some of the things that I've been working on in my office over the last year, my first year in Philadelphia City Council. So last week, from the New Normal Budget Act that was introduced by our council president and our leadership team, I was able to have a program funded that will help to upskill home health aides in our city, which are 70% African American women, into positions as certified nursing assistants and patient care techs at hospitals and institutions. And I'll tell you why that's important. When we looked at the jobless report, the amount of individuals who were out of work, it was a vast majority of the home health aides because of the nature of their work. They needed to go into people's homes and were not able to do that in the same way they did before because of COVID-19. So we wanted to come up with an opportunity in the healthcare space that will help them to upskill, to go through a paid training program where they receive a stipend, training, and wraparound support. And then after the completion of the program, they're able to be certified nursing assistants, certified through the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and have direct access to job opportunities at healthcare institutions in our city. And that's important because most home health aides make less than $9 an hour. Once they upskill through the program where they receive the wraparound support, they can make upwards to starting $15, $16 an hour with benefits and a retirement plan. So that's one program that was recently announced and has been funded through the New Normal Budget Act and City Council. And like I said, I focused on that specific group because it was majority African American women who were out of work and unemployed due to COVID and other reasons. Additionally, in December, my office announced the very first Apprenticeship Guidebook in the city of Philadelphia. It's a booklet that puts together all of the trade, the building trade unions in our city and all the apprenticeship programs that are available. It talks about how you apply, where you apply, who you need to talk to, and how much you make once you complete the training portion of the program. And why is that important? Because for so long, individuals talked about needing to have access, education, and information about the building trades in the African American community. So we wanted to put all of the information together in one spot so that we are ensuring that we have the information, education, and access in African American communities. And as a part of that program, we're starting our Labor Friday program this Friday, February 26th at 2:30. We'll be streaming live on my Facebook page with the laborers, Local 57, Local 413, which is out of Chester and Delaware County, and also 332 here in Philadelphia, to talk about their apprenticeship program, the changes for 2021 as a result of COVID, and how individuals can apply. So we are ensuring that at every opportunity, we are increasing transparency and accountability around job access, particularly for those in the African American community. And to speak to your question around Black businesses, we understand that lack of investment in African American communities and in Black businesses in particular is the reason why, a lot of our businesses went under during COVID. And the reason why we have to ensure that we have equitable investment moving forward. And for me, that means working through the challenges with our regulatory environment here in the city, ensuring that we are working with our Commerce Department to ensure that businesses have the opportunity to pivot their business model in this moment, because you'll never go back to what we were doing before. So we have to create opportunities like a program that I was a part of earlier this year with Commerce around helping businesses with their social media reach and with their internet reach and with Google search engine optimization. Those are the type of initiatives that we're working on with Commerce. Ensuring that we create a tax environment that is advantageous to businesses that may owe money, and helping them get into payment plans. But all of that is important in supporting them at every step to ensure that they can be a part of the Philadelphia business community. And finally, helping businesses get certified so that they can vie for some of these contracts and not always be the subcontractor, but be able to move up into the prime contractor position. I made a speech in council back in January talking about only 1 in 10 of our primes in the most recent OEO report were minority or African American.
Wow,
and
1 in 10?
Only 1 out of the 10 primes were African American. And what we saw even from the Philly fighting COVID debacle is that we cannot continue to do contracting in the same way we did before. And we also can't continue to blame the procurement department for those contracting decisions when we know it's the department heads that ultimately make those decisions. So those are the type of things that I will be focusing on, not only in the budget hearings, but before the budget hearings and in all the legislation that I continue to work on. I introduced the bill last week that will provide for restaurants that have become streeteries as a result of COVID-19 to have outdoor entertainment. I'm also introducing a bill tomorrow that will help some of our smaller businesses on our commercial corridors that have seen an uptick in criminal activity and violent incidents, so that they can, operate and have their businesses run without the fear of incidents occurring on their corridor. And that's important to the vibrancy of Philadelphia because we know that commercial corridors are where our businesses are, and those businesses 9 times out of 10 employ individuals in our local community.
I have not heard the expression. Hey, look, and Maurice, that was a great question. Suppose we had given her time to prepare for it. That's all off the cuff. Very, very prepared. I had never heard the term streeteries before. That's innovative. We're going to get your final question to you. For those of you just joining us, we're speaking with Councilmember Catherine Gilmore Richardson. She is a council member at large. Mamie, thank you for your patience and welcome to our conversation with the council member.
Okay, it's such a pleasure to speak to all three of you, Eric, Pastor Taliaferro, and Council Member Gilmore Richardson. I met Gilmore Richardson when she first became a council person. She came to my church. She was visiting the churches in our neighborhood. And I spoke to her, and she was giving out literature, helping us because it was during the voting process. And I spoke to her about the fact that being a senior citizen, it is very difficult dealing with these people who call you home. They send you letters. They send you postcards with your house on the front. Do you want to sell? And whenever they do this, if they would call me, I'd ask them, did they see a sale sign on my home? Other than that, they were being very intrusive on my privacy, and I didn't think it was right. And they told me, oh, this is public knowledge. I said, that does not make a difference to me. So anyway, I'm so glad you are on the job. You are so busy. Thank God for your dedication to public service. And I congratulate you, and I'm going to contact your office, not today, but eventually. And I hope that you'll remember me and that we can get something done about these people intruding on our privacy. Thank you, and you have a very successful, I say, vote for Catherine Gilmore Richardson for mayor. Thank you.
Well, I tell you, we got the cheering squad out. Thank you, Mamie. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miss Mamie.
Well, it is obvious that you've got some constituents who feel real good about you. One wants you to run for mayor. The other one wants you to be a congresswoman. The last words are yours. Now they got me calling you congresswoman. What would you like to leave the listeners with? And this hopefully will not be your last time. We thank you for joining us. But in parting, what thoughts would you like to leave your constituents with?
Well, first, Nick, I want to thank you again so much for having me and for this opportunity to share with you and with the listeners and with WURD this evening. I'm always appreciative and never take it for granted. Secondly, I just am just so honored to represent the people of Philadelphia each and every day. And I don't say that as, just like some statement that I keep prepared in the back of my head. I really feel that way because I recognize that when I took that oath on the stage of the Met January 6, 2020, that I was taking an oath to work for you and work as hard as I can for you each and every day. I recognize that my paycheck is a result of your taxes and that I have to listen to the input of the people that I serve and then act. So I just want to thank you for the opportunity. I'm so honored and humbled and privileged to be able to serve. And I hope that each and every day I prove myself worthy to all of Philadelphians and all of the listeners who are on this call. And I just wanted to quickly thank Ms. Mamie and let her know that after we talked, I reached out to Community Legal Services about that issue and found out that one of my colleagues was working on legislation, Councilmember Dom, around wholesalers and regulating the way that wholesalers can contact individuals regarding their homes. So there's new legislation in place, and we're working on getting the regulations in place, and I signed on as a co-sponsor for that bill. And I'm hopeful that we can all see a difference in the way that we are contacted, because it happens to me too. But I just wanted to say thank you very, very much for the opportunity. I wanted to leave the information of my office. If there's anything that we can do, please feel free to reach out to my office at any time. You can call us at 215-686-0454, and I'm going to repeat because I know somebody's running to get a pen. 215-686-0454. Please feel free to call us at any time. Any city issues you're having for any city department, we'll be more than happy to help you navigate city government. If you need to get vaccinated and need help signing up, give us a call. If you need any information about the food sites that we have each week, where we've been giving out 40,000 pounds of food with the help of Share Food program each week since the start of the pandemic, give our office a call. If you're a senior and you're in need and cannot come out, give our office a call. And we just look forward to continuing to serve you each and every day. And I just wanted to again thank you, Nick, and the WURD family for the opportunity.
There she is, ladies and gentlemen, the pride of Zeta Phi Beta and Girls High, Councilmember Catherine Gilmore Richardson. We thank you so much for your service. We will be in touch with you, and we appreciate you taking the time to speak with your constituents. And all the best to those two beautiful children. And Mr. Richardson, let them know that we're letting you go to take care of the business of the family. Thank you so much, council member.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's a privilege. That's our council member there, ladies and gentlemen. You got an up close and personal opportunity to speak with, meet with, and hear from Councilmember Catherine Gilmore Richardson. She gave you the number, and when these council people give you their number, seriously, call them. I mean, because they exist. They look forward to serving you. That gives purpose and meaning to their days and their activities. It helps them to do their job better. So give them a call when something comes up. There's something she mentioned that I'm going to be calling her office about tomorrow. And I'm looking forward to a relationship with all of our council members so that we can bring them before you. You get a chance to meet them. For those of you who don't know and pity you, I pity you if you don't know who your particular council member is. We want to make sure you get to know them, but also we want you to know who the council members at large are. The council members at large are those individuals who don't serve a regional, a geographical constituency, but they serve the city and they serve all of the citizens in an at-large fashion, and you should know who these individuals are. You know what, I think what I'll do is just, I mean, while we're just talking about it, why don't I share with you who these council members at large might be, so that you might get a chance to, at least when you hear their name, and say, hey, wait a minute, even if I don't know who my council members are, I can at least figure out who the council member at large is, so that I can call them if I need them. Kendra Brooks, Alan Dome, Derek Green, Helen Gim, David O. Of course, you just heard from Catherine Gilmore Richardson and Isaiah Thomas. The last two names are those who are a part of our millennials. They are the youngest members of City Council. All right, folks, it is now 18 and a half minutes after the hour of 6. This is Nick, Evening Words here. We'll be back after we take this pause.
Looking for an exciting and well-paying new career opportunity? MCAP is a free manufacturing career accelerator program. In just 7 weeks, learn new career skills, earn industry certifications, and connect to manufacturing companies who are hiring. To see if MCAP is right for you, call 215-770-7101. That's 215-770-7101. MCAP is brought to you by Drexel University's Goodwin College of Professional Studies in partnership with EDSI Incorporated. MCAP is an equal opportunity program. Diverse candidates, including women and people of color, are strongly encouraged to apply.
Words from our past. WURD Radio celebrates the powerful voices of Black history. Reverend Dr. Leon H. Sullivan.
If there is anything in earth that makes man akin to God, it is his power to believe. For things are to us what they are on the basis of what we believe them to be, whether they be true or whether they be false. If, for example, you believe that a straight line is the shortest distance between 2 points, then for you this is true in spite of the fact that there is no such thing as a straight line. in a crooked world.
Words from our past, exclusively on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD. This episode brought to you by Comcast.
Walter E. Sabbath Jr. Funeral Service is an independent family-owned funeral and cremation service that has been serving families for over 27 years. We strive to provide compassionate and quality service for all faiths. For pre-need and at-need funeral service planning with a personal touch, call us day or night at 215-924-4101. At Walter E. Sabbath Jr. Funeral Service, we know that whether families choose burial or cremation, the emotional and information needs are the same. Our combination of a licensed funeral director and social worker enables us to meet families where they are and lead them step by step through the many choices before them. If you are looking for a funeral service deemed by our families to be compassionate and professional, we encourage you to call Walter E. Sabbath Jr. Funeral Service at 215-924-4101. That's 215-924-4101. Or visit us at 7224 Ogons Avenue in the West Oak Lane section of Philadelphia. God bless you.
WURD TV. We're streaming live video of this conversation right now. Tune in on YouTube at onWURD or on Facebook at WURD. WURD TV. Black Talk Media. You're listening to Evening Words, hosted by J Taliaferro, exclusively on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD.
Hey, folks, somebody texted me and said, look, you told us where all of the council members at large were, but what about those of us who live in certain areas? We don't necessarily know who our council people are. Well, I will give you a quick primer. I'll do the level best that I can to acquaint you with members of council so that you will know who they are. And I'll go through this relatively quickly, but you can always go online and go to phlcouncil.com, PHL for Philadelphia, council.com, and you can find it. But here we go. This is a quick run through of the city's regional district council offices, all right? Starting from the south and working my way up. Let's start with the first council district. That's the district that runs along the river wards, down into Queen Village and up along Port Richmond and Bridesburg and portions of Lower Kensington and the lower Northeast. That's District 1. That's Mark Squilla. Mark Squilla is the councilman there along the river. And then District number 2 is the lower portion of South Philadelphia, straight down Broad Street, all along where the airport is. District number 2 is Councilmember Kenyatta Johnson, Councilmember Kenyatta Johnson. District number 3 is the southwestern side of West Philadelphia. You're looking there at areas like, how can I say, King Sessing and places like that. In West Philadelphia. District number 3 is, and also my area, that's new council member Jamie Gauthier. Jamie Gauthier is your council person in District 3. District number 4, along that cut of the city that goes along City Avenue and then up the river, you're talking Manayunk, Roxborough, Winfield, places like that along City Avenue. District number 4 is Councilmember Curtis Jones. District number 5 is in the heart of the city, City Hall, North Philadelphia, the museum area. District number 5 is manfully managed and represented by Council President Darrell Clark. District number 6 is the upper river wards in Northeast along that portion of the city where you have the prisons and I guess that's a wrong way of saying it, Torresdale, places like that. District number 6, the upper river wards, is Councilmember Bobby Heenan. District number 7 is that region that comprises the lower Northeast on the inside, just inside the river wards. District number 7 is Maria Quinones Sanchez. District number 8 is the Northwest District, the heaviest voting district in the city, the mighty Northwest, Mount Airy, West Oak Lane, Chestnut Hill, Nicetown. District number 8 is Councilmember Cindy Bass. District number 9 is the top bend of Philadelphia, Olney, the East Oak Lane, areas like that, Upper Logan. District number 9 is Councilmember Sherelle Parker. And last but not least, District number 10, at the top of the city's northeast section, what they used to call the greater Northeast. I always used to ask greater than what, but that portion of the city that sits atop the northeast section of the city is Councilmember Brian O'Neill. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the folks that represent you from a district to district area. Hey, I want to remind everybody that in listening to WURD, you have the opportunity to team up with individuals who have focused their energies and knit heart and hand and head for the purpose of representing specifically the African American community and our particular interests. This isn't simply a matter of choosing a race over another. It's a matter of recognizing that as Black people, we have a primary responsibility to lift the fortunes and the future of the Black community, because if not us, who? And if not now, when? That's what we do here at WURD. We're dedicated to lifting our community and putting the needs of our community front and center every day, and honoring those individuals who do their best to make sure that that job is not only done, but done well. We have ancestors that we think of and that we lift, and their names are sacred to us, and we bring them before you on a regular basis. That's how we make sure that Black history doesn't get lost in the dusty pages and annals of what happened yesterday. That's how we make sure that Black history is a precursor to the Black present and future. That's why we work so hard here at WURD. The good thing is that we are not working alone. You can work with us. You can be our partners. You can stand shoulder to shoulder, heart to heart, and boot to boot with all of the soldiers of WURD by becoming a part of the Forward Movement family. Now, who's the Forward Movement family? These are all of the supporters who make sure and who recognize the value of Black Talk Radio, an outlet that allows for the kind of dialogue and the exchange of information that increases the value and the capital of our specific community. When you think of a Cody Anderson, when you think of a Mary Mason, when you think of a Louise Williams, when you think of these legendary names like Georgie Woods, you're talking about Black radio. Without your support, those names will fade into history, and all of the activities and endeavors and all of the initiatives launched by those names will become a part of the dusty past. Won't you do your part to help keep them alive? We invite you to become a part of the Forward Movement family today by going online at wordradio.com/join now. Let me give that to you again, wordradio.com/join now. And for less than 25 cents a day, less than $1.75 a week, you can do your part to make sure that Black history is alive and well and that it has a bright future. Check us out. Just do your own due diligence and look at all that gets done and all of the benefits that accrue to you by becoming a part of the Forward Movement family. The special events that you will be invited to that others will only hear about after that happens. The information that you will have access to through the portal of our online sites. The special sales that you will be invited to benefit from through vendors that you know and love and trust. All of these and all of these individuals and all of these activities are a part of your event. Plus, you get to wear some of the finest swag in the business that lets people know that you're a part of the WURD family. So go online to wordradio.com/join now, wordradio.com/join now, and become a part of the fastest growing, most warm-hearted family here in the Delaware Valley, the Forward family, right here at WURD. Last night I said that, you know, as a part of what we're doing here, I'd like to give another membership out. I've given out one, and now I'm going to be giving out another one. And trust me, I wanted to do it all last week, but I couldn't get anybody last week. And if there is a senior citizen, and I want it to be these two memberships I'm giving away in the name of my beloved mom. You know, J Taliaferro was the best mother on earth. And I guarantee that I got one other person who will agree with me on that, and that's my brother Andre. My mom was just aces, man. Couldn't get better than that. And she's no longer with us in this sphere, but I'm giving away 2 membership in her name. I've given away one, and I'm going to give away the other. And I want to do that tonight. If you are a senior citizen who happens to be a female, you don't have to be a mother, but if you're a senior citizen who happens to be a female, and you want to try to win this membership that I will pay for you, all you have to do is call up and answer a question correctly. I'll give you a question, and it'll be based on the conversation that we had today. It's just that easy. 215-634-8065. If you would like to win, a membership to the WURD Radio 4WURD family, give me a call at 215-634-8065. Senior citizen, female, because I'm giving it away to honor my mommy. That's right. You know, no matter how old you get, she's still mommy to you. So call us up at 215-634-8065. You just have to be a senior citizen, and you have to be a female because it's in honor of my mom. Other than that, you can call and ask any questions, and we can have some conversation to round out our program for today. Boy, did we have fun with our family feud, talking with my brother earlier on. We were talking about time and relativity. All I said to him was that time is a relative thing, and it is based upon movement, acceleration, velocity, and all of those kind of things. And I shared with him that the way we mark time is based upon movement. The Earth spinning on its axis determines what a day is, and then we break up that day into segments, and then the Earth traveling around the sun, making its orbit on an annual basis, determines what a year is, and time is a relative thing marked by movement. And I said Einstein had a theory that if you could reach the speed of light, that time would cease to be relevant to you, that you would not age. And my brother agreed with me first, and then he said he thought about it. And you see, when you leave my brother alone, you let him think, dangerous things can happen. I'm telling you, a camel was a horse until my brother started thinking about how it could be made better. And that's what happened. I'm telling you, you don't want to have that happen. And so my brother said, that's not true. You can't ever get to a place where you don't age. And I said, yes, you can. And then I said, doesn't God exist in a realm where you can't age? And he said, yes. But then he wanted to argue with me some more. He said, but we can't do that. I said, yeah, we can, because, you know, when we pass from this life, we will go to a life where we will never grow old. And you hear what the song said? No, that ain't true. Oh, okay. So we had that long conversation. And at the end of it, my brother was not convinced, you know, but those of you who called in tried to share with him that he was wrong, and hopefully he'll learn it before, you know, too long. And then we had an opportunity to get to know Councilmember Catherine Gilmore Richardson. I must admit, very pleasant conversation. I appreciated her grasp of the issues that she shared with us, the energy that she brought to it, and the spirit with which she approached the dialogue that we shared together. So that was a whole lot of fun. I'm ready to give away that membership, 215-634-8065. Here's some of the news. We all know that Tiger Woods, once again, had some difficulty where he is fortunate to be alive. If I were Tiger Woods, you know, when you're a golfer, you know what the word driver means. And driver is a club that you use to hit the ball far down the fairway. But if I were Tiger Woods, I would make a driver a part of my life, because whenever he's in an SUV, when he's behind the wheel, bad things happen. Remember, he was behind the wheel of his vehicle when his former wife came out and attacked him with a driver, with a golf club. And we found out why that was, and that is she found out that Tiger Woods was, well, put it like this, a hole-in-one wasn't just golf for Tiger Woods at the time. And she attacked him in that car, and he tried to say it wasn't true, but it was. And, you know, people make mistakes, and hopefully he learned from it. But the next time we found Tiger Woods behind the wheel of a car, he was arrested for DUI. He said he had taken too many painkillers on top of some drinks that he had. And now this time he almost lost his life while driving in an SUV. One news outlet got into trouble by suggesting that he might have been under the influence, when in reality it appears that he simply may have been driving too fast. We're glad that he is alive and well. I won't talk about the shootings that just disturbed my heart, because there are people who want to try to win this membership. And let me tell you, the first caller up, I am inclined toward just by her name. Line 1, the name is Willie Mae, which happens to be my mother's name. Miss Willie Mae, welcome to the program. How are you?
Thank you. How are you?
I am fine. And what a wonderful name you have, Miss Willie Mae.
Thank you.
Well, you know, I want to give away a membership to the Forward movement of my own. This is not the station doing it. This is Nick Taliaferro giving away a membership in the name of my mom, Willie Mae Taliaferro. And if you'd like to win it, all I have to do is ask you a question. And if you get it right, Miss Willie Mae, you will become the newest member of the Forward movement. Are you ready to try?
Yes.
Okay. All right, then. Now, remember, your name is Miss Willie Mae, so you know that I want you to win. You ready?
Yes.
I just spoke with a council member. If you can give me her name, you will become the recipient of our Forward membership for today.
Her name is Catherine Gilmore Richardson.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. The applause erupts, I'm telling you. I have never been so proud in my life to give away a membership for a dear, dear sister, one of the mothers of the city, Miss Willie Mae. It is such a pleasure to be able to give you this membership. How long have you been listening to WURD?
I think 4 years now.
4 years, wow.
That's when
Wow.
I started back to listening. I was listening longer than that earlier, but about 4 years now.
Well, let me tell you, Miss Willie Mae, it is just a privilege to give you this membership. And you know, it was so quick that we have Loretta and Ann on the line. And you know what? I've got to go one more, because I want to give away at least one more to one of these dear sisters too. But Miss Willie Mae, hold the line. Let's get your information, and that way we can give away that membership to you. Now, that'll be 2 that I've given away so far. I'm going to try to give away one more, because I gave this one away so fast. All right, Loretta, you're up next. Willie Mae got the first one, and now it's your chance. Are you ready, my dear?
Yes, I am.
It's so nice to make your acquaintance. Welcome to our show.
Thank you.
All righty. Okay. Now, this is another question from today's conversation. And it comes from the conversation that I had with my dear brother. All right. Okay. My brother and I, we were debating an issue, and the issue concerned a certain topic. If you can give me my brother's name or the topic, the name or the topic, I will give you the membership.
Talking about camels and horses?
No. My brother's name is Andre, and the topic was time. We were talking about time and relativity.
You know, I wasn't listening to you earlier. When I turned you on, you were talking to Councilwoman.
To the council member?
Yes.
I should have gone to you first, and then you would have had that one correct. I am so sorry.
I'd like to have a membership. I've been trying to call and get one, and nobody calls me back.
Well, I'll tell you
now
what.
that I have you, you could take my information.
I was going to say
maybe
that.
Somebody can give me a call, because I certainly want to renew my membership.
I will make sure that happens. I don't even see if they can give you a discount, because they made you wait, you know. And if you would do me the kind favor, Miss Loretta, and just hold the line so that Eric can get your information, I will guarantee that somebody will call you back within the next 48 hours. Okay?
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure to have you in the family. And since we're doing it, ladies and gentlemen, since we're going at it, Ann in North Philadelphia, and that is my cousin's name. So, Ann, welcome to the program, and you get an opportunity now to win a membership. How you doing, Ann?
I don't know, because I wrote the first one down on the paper last week, because you probably asked me that. Then when you did the second one, I wrote that down about the space. And that really wasn't what I called for. And the assistant that answered one, he couldn't understand really what I'm on. But put me down and I'll try to answer questions.
Well, I tell you what, we'll give you that test. But what was it that you called for?
Bruce. Because you and your brother were talking about space and time, and you had another person on there. And I said, I'm surprised Bruce didn't call, because Bruce beat us over the head with that space and time.
You know what? You know what's funny, Ann? Bruce is the next caller.
Is he for real?
Bruce is the next caller.
I had all three right.
Look, you have the gift. You got the prophetic gift. So you.
Oh my God.
Bruce is the next. The reason I came to you was because, I figured that as a sister you were calling to win the membership, and so. But trust me.
Give me a question. What is it? Is Bruce on the line? Yes.
He's on the line now.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. He's on the line right now, so all the man the guy, and he's been telling us this about 20 or 25 years, and I think he wrote a book, your publisher book, and we've been debating that for years. And I said, well, where's Bruce? Bruce ain't called to get in on that. What kind of mess is that?
So do you want me to go ahead and pick up Bruce right now?
Go ahead and give me the question, Nick.
Okay, all right. Then we will give them. All right, we will give the question. All right, my brother, we were debating the issue of time, and we were saying, we were debating over one fact, and that is, if you reach a certain speed, it was asserted, and we were arguing about it, you would not age, but it would have to be a certain speed that would determine whether or not time would have an effect on you. What was that certain speed that we talked about in our conversation?
I don't have a slight idea, but you say that song say never grow old.
Yeah.
Looking out in the streets of paved with gold. So who knows? Speed might have been 1,000 miles an hour. Who knows?
Well, that's kind of close. Actually, the speed was actually closer to 670,616,629 miles per hour, also known as the speed of light. The speed of light.
Okay. But that's right. I'm going to hang up.
Okay.
I had already done yesterday. I wrote it down on my paper here and wrote down my book. I'm satisfied that I had all the other fights.
Oh, it is so much fun. But you are such a sweetheart. Miss Ann, thank you so much for calling. We're going to take a break.
Now I'm going to hang up so I can hear Bruce.
When we come back from the break, it'll be me and Bruce and all of the wisdom of the world between us right here on WURD. Hey, we want to thank Miss Willie Mae for participating in our membership giveaway. And we have two members right here from Evening Words with Nick, who are our latest family members. We're so glad that we can welcome you to the fastest growing, warm-hearted, and loving and caring, compassionate family right here at WURD. Back after this break. Stay with us.
Recovery starts with a call. Pennsylvania's Substance Use Disorder Hotline is staffed by real people who are trained to help. They're here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They'll get you or your loved one into treatment regardless of your access to insurance. If you or someone you know is suffering from addiction, call 1-800-662-HELP. Recovery starts with a call.
Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Did you know you can catch the flu and COVID-19 at the same time or even back to back? Don't risk catching the flu during the COVID-19 pandemic. The flu shot is a safe and effective way of reducing your chances of catching the flu or spreading it to others. And the flu shot helps protect you and your community from the worst effects of the flu. Don't say, I should have got my flu shot. Call your doctor or visit your pharmacist and get your flu shot today.
Well, the kids are in bed. Time for a little grown-up quiet time.
What do you mean quiet time? It's your birthday. We're about to party.
Haha, funny. It's gonna have to be a you and me party this year. You know we can't have anybody over.
Well, your mom and dad are coming from Florida. Sis will be here from California. Oh, and A couple of old friends from just about everywhere will be showing up. They should all be here about now.
COVID-19 has changed the way we do things, for now. But social distancing doesn't mean you can't be social. COVID-19 doesn't have to keep us apart. Friends and family are finding new ways to be together, especially with how hard it's hitting the Black community. Vaccines are here, but until enough of us are vaccinated, we still have to be down with slowing the spread. Keep a 6-foot distance, wear a mask, and avoid indoor social gatherings. Learn more about vaccines and slowing the spread at cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
WURD TV. We're streaming live video of this conversation right now. Tune in on YouTube at onWURD or on Facebook at WURD. WURD TV. Black Talk Media. You're listening to Evening Words, hosted by J Taliaferro, exclusively on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD.
Hey, folks, coming along in just another 15 minutes, you listen to Wisdom, Grace, and Beauty, all compassed into one. When you save space for Sincerely Sarita, she comes your way, 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock, right here on Talk Central, AM 900, 96.1 FM, WURD, focused on solutions. And speaking of solutions, ladies and gentlemen, if you're really looking for them, you need look no further, because joining me on the air is the solution maker from Mount Airy, Mr. Bruce himself. Bruce, how's it going, sir?
I don't know what you hear. That lady was talking about how great I was. What'd she say?
Oh man, look, she was saying that because my brother and I, we were squaring off about the theory of time and relativity, and she was saying Bruce should have called about that, because we were talking about if you approach the speed of light, then time does not affect you, that you cease to become subject to time. Time is not relevant if you travel at the speed of light.
Part, the one that she said.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, what happened? You kept saying the speed of light. Speed of light is 186,000 miles a second.
Yeah.
Well, you
I thought it was
saying
feet. I thought it was 1,000. Yeah, miles per second. Okay.
Okay, that's a mule of a different horse.
Is it feet per second? Did I say that wrong? It wouldn't be the first time, but yeah. I mean, it is perceived that nothing can travel faster than light. I'm not exactly sure exactly why that is, but it is perceived that nothing can travel faster than light. So, but if that's true, if you can travel at the speed of light, then time, for example, if you were traveling across the cosmos from one universe or from one galaxy to another at the speed of light, and people talked about, well, it would take you this many years, 100,000 years. It wouldn't really matter, because time doesn't really pass when you travel at that speed. Am I getting it correct?
What?
Did I lose Bruce?
Fig Newton of your imagination.
Say that again?
It's a Fig Newton of your imagination. But no, what happened is that time is, you know what they always said about time, something that God invented so everything wouldn't happen at once. You're aware of that, right?
So, I never heard that statement before, and I'm rolling it around in my head, thinking to myself, hey, there's something to that.
It makes sense, don't it? Yeah. But see, what happened is that that's just one of the speeds. See, because let's face it, for a guy to travel around the universe, he couldn't wait 4 years to go to the nearest star, Sirius.
Right.
Alpha Centauri, something. He couldn't wait that long.
Or Alpha Proxima.
He happened all of, he did what he just, that was it. He just said, I'm going there, and he was there. But the other question I asked you, why has it always got to be a he?
Well, you know what? Now, you didn't hear the first part of the show.
I heard that yesterday. You brought it up.
Yeah, I mean, I am trying to not use the masculine pronoun when we're referring to the deity.
But why did they always say he? Because they would talk about a physical being. They weren't talking about the guy that created the universe.
Well, I think one of the reasons is because the Bible is written from the context of a male-dominated society, and
that's right.
The biggest and the strongest were men, and so they were males.
Yeah, well, like I said before, it didn't make any sense, though. Because they showed us it was actually a physical being there. And I don't think we need a physical being to put molecules a billionth of an inch apart. I don't think that's, I don't think that would work. The other thing about the thing on Mars, right? They keep on talking about Mars and land, you know, the new lander they got up there.
Yeah.
Right? Why did they go there? Why didn't they go to Cydonia?
Wait a minute. Cydonia is not in this solar system.
Is it on Mars? That's the spot where they found the face on Mars, and they found.
That light anomaly that people construe to be a face.
Not light anomaly. There's 5 pyramids right next to it. Why are there 5 pyramids? It doesn't make any sense. Why would you go back there?
I'm gonna take a look at this right now because I don't think I remember looking at that picture.
Nick.
I remember seeing it.
Like I said before, why wouldn't you go to Cydonia? That's the part everybody wants to know about. You know, the Russians went there. They went to the moon Phobos. Are you aware of that?
They went to the moon? One of the moons of Mars?
Right. They were staying there. They was photographing Phobos, and a spaceship came up from Mars and blew it out of the sky. Were you not aware of that either?
I never heard that one before.
Go on there right now and pull up Phobos 2. Right, the Russian went to Mars, and the thing came up there and blew it out of the sky. They showed the thing coming up from the planet, and it blew it out of the sky. These little things that NASA doesn't tell you. NASA was fully aware of it because they were there when the thing took off from Russia.
Wait a minute.
Right? So he knew all about
are you saying that a spaceship blew up Phobos 2?
No, it blew up the Russian probe Phobos 2.
So that a spaceship blew up Phobos 2.
Right. I might get you say missile, but anyway, it came up on the planet and blew it out of the sky.
I have never. I'm looking at this right now. There is nothing that says Phobos 2 was
Russian probe Phobos 2. So all you got to pull up.
All right, here it is. Phobos 2. It says that it was that the idea that it was blown up was debunked.
Who said that?
I'm looking at it right.
One of their scientists came on Russian television and told the whole story. It was on Pravda when it happened. You know, it was also in the newspapers all over the place over in Russia.
Let's see, Phobos 2. I'm looking, but I am not seeing. Russians suspect the spacecraft was shot down.
It was shot out of the sky because we're getting too close to Phobos.
It's
always been suspected that Phobos was an artificial moon, just like
I remember hearing that Phobos that it was hollow and that people would use it as some kind of station.
It was a spaceship. It was it was an artificial things like our moon. Our moon is artificial too. You're aware of that, right?
No, our moon is not artificial.
It is artificial. Why does our moon face the same direction all the time? Why doesn't it spin like everything else in the universe?
Everything doesn't spin.
What else don't spin?
Every planet doesn't spin. There's another planet I know that doesn't spin.
Name it.
I can't. I knew you were going to say that. I can make up a name.
No, but like I said, our moon faces us. Why does it face us? Because on the backside, that's where all the aliens are sitting right there, having fun and playing games and stuff. Remember the first?
But we have seen the dark side of the moon.
Yeah, you saw the pictures they sent you.
Well, and there's nothing over there.
Oh, it is. So, because remember the first one, what's her name? 8. Apollo 8. When they came back, the first time they seen the dark side of the moon, the first transmission, the guy said that we now believe in Santa Claus. That was the first transmission he made. Why did he say that? Because
I don't know.
Because UFO, they usually call UFOs Santa Claus. That's one of the trademarks they always use. That was the reason. Then they knew that it existed then.
I've heard of it being called a bogey, but there's nothing here that now the Soviet the spacecraft Phobos was reported lost, but it was not reported shot down. Oh, did I lose you? I think I lost Bruce.
No, you didn't. I ain't going nowhere.
I'm going to say maybe I better start believing that Phobos was shot down.
No, man, you got to go in and check it out, man. I'm telling you.
I tell you what I'm going to do for it, though, and I will let you know for sure. Because I asked you before to look up that gentleman that I shared with you, who was the director of the program known as AATIP, AATIP. In the Department of Defense, Luis Elizondo, there was put into a document that went into law that said that the government had to release some information within 30 days. Those 30 days are up, and I'm going to get him to come back on and to explain there's a lot of information coming out from NASA and the Department of Defense.
Oh, it's been, I'm going to tell you, I was listening to the radio one time when WDAS, and Malcolm X came on, right?
Uh-huh.
And the guy called up, he said, Minister Malcolm, there's such a thing as flying saucers. You know what his answer was?
What's that?
He said, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us they are messengers from Allah.
Yeah, well, they did, and they taught that there was a mother wheel circling the earth. And they also taught that little craft were going to come out and explode things in the earth and cause mountains to grow up. I'm not sure I buy all of that, but
that one statement, I ain't talking about the rest, I'm talking about that one statement, the messengers from Allah. What does the word angel mean?
It means messenger.
It means messenger.
Yeah.
Remember that every time the angels would show up, there'd be a light in the sky, all that kind of stuff.
I failed enough Greek to know that. Huh? But I tell you what, man, the messenger that I'm getting from the studio is that it's 5 minutes before the hour, and I got to shut it down. I'll let you know when he's coming on, and it's always good talking to you, Bruce. The pleasure is mine. Hey, folks, had a great program today. I want to thank my brother Andre I got to tell you, greatest brother on earth that you can have. You want to get into a good argument with somebody? Argue with Andre. He'll argue about which raindrop is going to hit the earth first. Always fun. We want to thank Andre for joining us. We really thank Councilmember Catherine Gilmore Richardson. We thank Miss Willie Mae, who won a membership to the Forward family. And we thank you for listening, because you make the show all that it needs to be. On behalf of all the good folks here at WRD who make it possible for us to speak to you on a daily basis, including Agent 31, also known as Frosty Phoenix, better known as Eric Nixon, our producer of renown, we wish you nothing but the best. I'm Nick Taliaferro saying have a great day today, a better one tomorrow. I'll see you again right here on the radio. Take care.